It is Monday, the September 29th, and we have a trade recap to go over today. So now let's just get straight into it. Today was a break-even day. Nothing crazy, but really clean, really clear-minded, and yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into it. So going into the day, if we look at both the daily time frames, I turn off drawings. Going to the day, I can see that NASDAQ and ES, they're in this larger time frame wick right here. Right here, as well as this fair value gap that NAS just respected, and on this larger time frame, we broke structure, came down in here, propulsion block. So we were gravitating towards these highs, and I was bearish biased this morning as a result of seeing this overnight rally going into like this high resistance run on a 15-minute, basically going into the morning session. I knew I had to keep a loose bearish bias because we're all-time highs, and I don't want to be forcing something, and yeah, so it kind of actually worked out in my favor that way. So if you look on ES, NASDAQ is very dirty, and I'm low-key just gonna put it to the side. ES was much more cleaner, so we already took this high way back when, last night around 2 a.m. We took that high and we started consolidating. We went into a 1-hour consolidation, 15-minute consolidation, all that. But something if you notice on the 4-hour is we have an order block right here. We have this up close candle that breaks structure. We get this retrace back into this down close candle. This now propulsion block. As soon as we get above it, we go higher, and I'm expecting double for value gap on top of that, and that's exactly what we got right here. So this would help me with my bearish bias this morning, to take shorts into this 4-hour fair value gap, and then if anything, get that continuation higher for the indices. However, that is not how it played out. I want to go over to here. Why is this still popping up? I guess. Okay, there we go. NASDAQ, you can see right off, let me go to the open, sorry. NASDAQ right off open started ripping to the upside. Basically, yeah, right off rip. And then we just, put in some, bearish PD rates over here to the left. I'm just going to use regular trading hours because it's easier to identify. Well, we get this consolidation, we get this break above. This SMT in here, they're kind of mediocre, so that's why I'm not even marking them out. There's no need. We get this little pre-market dump into the south side. We get this consolidation, break higher, double for value gap, yes, right here to the high. However, I was not bullish biased, so I was kind of disregarding this fair value gap at first, and then seeing this consolidation, I was like, all right, this is looking nice. Now I'm gonna get off of NASDAQ and go straight to ES because remember I'm bearish. We get this larger time frame SMT. Once at this point ES already ran, NASDAQ already ran these highs, so we had an SMT somewhere over here like that. And then we had this up range close of candles, down close. Right here's our up, down, break of structure. This is our bearish order block. We broke lower. We got a double for value gap. One was up here and one was right here. I wanted to see us come into this for value gap and then reject lower, and that's exactly what we got. And then also if you look to the left, we have a bullish, I do not believe, here's our bullish breaker. Our bullish breaker is right there. Our bearish breaker is right there. So I'm just gonna kind of delete that for value gap, leave that buy side liquidity, and go on the 1 minute, because now we're messing around with that. We just swept this buy side liquidity in this order block. I could definitely still see this fair value gap low get tapped into the daily 4-hour one. All right, we're looking at this right here though. So we get this break below, put in this intermediate term high, put in this relative equal low down here. So at this point, I like to see, price gravitate towards this buy side, and with this 5-minute fair value gap, as long as, all this price action over here that can confluence. So now we can just go straight to, okay, so yeah, once we consolidate, and once we get this sweep at 10 a.m., I go straight to my 5 second chart on Top Step, because this is this is the thing I can realize when we're coming into larger time frame order blocks, especially like the 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, potentially maybe even 15 minute. You can use that seconds time frame to to get that sniper entry inside of that fair value gap, instead of waiting for something like this, like a genuine close out of it, because then look, you close out of it and we just rally up to the high, and then I guess you better stop loss above this order block, then you're good. But yeah, we just rally as soon as we get this bearish candle close. So finding that 5 second entry was the entire trade. This was a 5 minute trade, not even. So yeah, let me go into here. We get this sweep right here. This is our order block right here, our breaker. So we get above it, we get below with this candle right here, and we get a double for rally gap before that. So I'm like, okay, this is nice. I'm already entering. Entered one, entered another on this breaker retest, and then we came up even more. But then we decided to go to our first take profit, or our break even point, which really wasn't many points. But yeah, we did get break even, and then eventually price came back up and then tapped us out. So there's really nothing we can do about days like that. I locked myself out pretty much immediately after taking that trade, because this should have worked in a market that I want to be trading. Now this is not the opportunity to go back and take something dumb. For example, this was a paper trade that I took just for experimentation's sake. If I traded this 1 minute setup again, after taking out that break even and then sweeping the high again, there's a double for rally gap in here, sell right at that candle close, go break even again at this stop loss, and then get not stop at this low, and then get break even again. It's not even worth it. So once I realized that this should have played out and it didn't, I'm off the charts. I'm not gonna be messing around with price. But no, I like how this week started. I could definitely tell the bias is a little bit tougher to read today, just because of the fact that we took this buy side, and the fact that we're so bullish overnight. Nasdaq has left all of its regular trading hours gap open. So that obviously says we're pretty bullish, and that's also aiding to my thing of not wanting to trade again in after I get break even. So yeah, I definitely see us coming down into this for value gap on ES though. I don't know when. I might sit around for the macro for or we could go right now off this order block, and then I'll kind of go through the logic. I'll go here and see. So my logic is, we came up in this order block, we swept out this liquidity right above that high. Delete this position. Swept out this liquidity, and then we broke structure right now. Back in this order block, I would like to see us, as soon as we got below that low, I want to see us leave there. And if we don't, then that's a sign, price is still searching for something, or just not the best. So yeah. I like my capital conservation today. Risked about I believe it's about $25. Yeah, $25 on this account, or on this trade, and I was up about 30, 35. So it would have been a nice trade to hit some kind of partial on, but there just was no reasoning to partial at this low. I really did think that we were going to go down to this 4 hour for rally gap, and we do have this 1 minute order block that is holding price up. So yeah, that's why you see under all these lows, you have to take some sort of partial or go break even at the minimum, because our rejection higher is going to be higher. But something I'm also looking at is the fact that we put in this high. Okay, sorry, I'll just I need damn, is there really nothing to draw with? Like a drawing thing? There's really nothing to draw? Alright, well, I'm looking at this high. This high. And then this high as well. I like how, high, lower low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's kind of what I'm suspecting. But yeah, I'm glad that we recognized, especially this 5 minute price action, very nice. And then good going break even. No unnecessary losses for no reason. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a short here. It'd be something cool for y'all to see. But usually when price wants to leave a certain area, it'll do something quick like this. Get a big fair value gap, and then go again. But once it's if it's filling it in slowly, this and that, be cautious. Usually, because once price does a certain thing, it should start spooling to a certain point. But we will see. I want to get a close below that propulsion block. But yeah, I'm not mad about today whatsoever. Very could have been better. Yes, I could have had some kind of profit. But then again, it's very mediocre. A couple of points right there to the south side, not even, like 3-4 points on ES. You can kind of see how we get this right here. Like, we get this high, we get a low, high, lower low, high, lower low. After that, yeah. So now I'm going on this 5-second time frame to see what I could possibly maybe get. You also gotta look for the higher time frames up here. So yeah, and we have a order block right here, breaker block. Sorry, it's an order block up here, breaker down here. I want to see how price reacts off of this, big time. I would like us to go kind of higher into there. Wouldn't be mad about that. Alright, let's see. So we get one fair value gap up here. Yeah, this might be a slow grind lower. I don't want to be a W downer, but that's probably how it's going to be. Or we might just rally up in a second. I kind of wanted price to play out already if it did. But yeah. Okay, I like that, getting above the high. Now we can come into this order block and then hopefully show some sort of rejection. Nasdaq is just way up here for no reason at all, in my opinion. There's no SMTs or anything. Everything is cordial between both. And also something kind of noticed, going into this morning session, price was very, very decoupled. Like, if you look, like right here is basically our range from 630, and then this is our range from 630. Like, it's kind of complete polar opposites. Like, we get this low right here, we rally up, we rally, and then we take out this high, reject, we don't take out that high. This is a nice double rally up trade in the morning, by the way. Just missed it. It's looking kind of tragic. That's in the morning, I'm not really trading that. And then we break lower, take out this sell side. But this sell side, there's no SMT there. Like, there's an SMT with this low potentially, yes, and like we're bullish as heck, yeah. But what am I targeting? I'm longing this. I'm longing here because this is my double fair value gap. Where am I targeting? There's no long in there unless I'm going on this 15-second or something like that, to take a look and see where. I do want this high to be protected. If it breaks above it, I'm going to be a little more cautious because we didn't create a lower low. And yeah. My screen be clearing up, I swear. And then something about this week I've been going over is the fact that, you know, like Mondays, especially on a week like this where I'm expecting like a shorter time frame reversal down to here, you know, we're gonna have to kind of get in that flow of Monday being like, you know, kind of strange. Our past Mondays for the past 2 weeks have been semi-strange. Like if we go to here, we've just rallied like straight off Monday. If we go to here, straight rally on Monday. Well, Monday, like we open up 9:30. We get in this candle at 9:45, and then we just kind of start consolidating. So it seems like, you know, the move on Monday's happening before the market happens, like before pre-market, and then, you know, like, or right, you know, as soon as, you know, market opens, and then we're getting some sort of, you know, change. Something interesting here is there's a double rally up in the 15-minute to go long. So, you know, this, you know, kind of dwindles my expectations now of what we're going to be doing with ES. I just think we're extremely bullish, and we did take that high, so yeah, that model is no longer in my head. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it there realistically because there's nothing else for me to be doing. Yeah, you know, clean all day. I wish potentially, you know, maybe I would put on like $50 risk, and then I would have got, you know, maybe a little more something out of it. But like I said, there's really no reason to fret over, you know, something like that. It's pretty chill. Like if we go over to 6723, 6723, yeah, like the R is just 7223. Let's do 35. Let's do this. 2. Stop loss was 2550. 2550, and then targeting these lows. I think it was a little more down, and then I compounded one, so yeah, something like that. Like the RR was cool, yes, but at this low, like I'm only getting 40 bucks. You know, there's really nothing there for me to be entering on, or you know, taking profit on. But yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna get to my day, and I hope y'all have it going. You know, we're noticing these trends of these Mondays being, you know, tougher. You know, if you look on my top step, if we go to last, like win on that Monday, win on Mondays, I like to win, and then these recent 2 Mondays or 3 Mondays, you know, I'm not able to, you know, fully execute. So hopefully, well, I am able to execute, just not able, you know, to get something out the market. Hopefully tomorrow's better. You know, I like you know, how I'm starting to view price again. I will do a market review for the larger time frame this week. I want to see where Monday closes, and I'll do like a weekly forecast. Like I said, I do want to see us go down into this fair value gap, so you know, we will see. We will definitely see. Oh no, sorry, not on ES, but on ES there's a dollar fair value gap. Oh wait, no, not on ES, sorry, that's like right here. I do want to see us come into here ultimately by the end of the week, so we will see. I'll see you later.